All right, we're getting cooking here. Just 1 second. Okay. All right, here. This is Kim. We're going to start here in just a second, and we're live streaming into both Facebook and YouTube. So if you guys are on Facebook, let me know if you're there and if you can see it. And we should be good. Let's see here. I have my video on, but I have my audio on, but we don't have my assistant here as we normally do. So it's going to be just me. So if you would all, hey, good to see you guys. If you would please hop in the chat, look on the video, you should be able to see it there. And I'm going to share my screen with you. And if you would get into the chat, that would be ideal, because then I can see your responses and help you a little bit more. Let's see here. Hang on, let me see if I can. Hello from everywhere. Yeah, you guys are coming in from all over the world. Okay, so let me make sure that I have the screen here ready. And we'll get cooking here. All right, let's see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is share my video screen, my screen for my slides. So if somebody can jump in the chat, let me see here, and just tell me, can you see the slides? Tell me if you can see. So Lisa and Judy, all you guys, can you just say, yes, I can see the slides? You can see them. Okay. And you don't see the rest of the desktop, right? Am I right about that? Just the slides and what you see there, online script formula? Let me just make sure that you got that. Hey, Mindy, good to see you. Let's see here. Just the slides. Okay, cool. Okay, we are going to get started here in like about 5 seconds. I just want to be sure I have this one little piece ready for you. We're going to do it right now. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can get my video live and if I can see you. Why don't you guys tell me if you can see? I am screen sharing. Where's my video? Do we have video? Okay, so tell me if you can see. Can you see me? Right, here's our microphone. Tell me yes if you can see. And we are good to go. All right, good. Cool. All right, so what we're going to do is, let me just quick introduce myself. My name is Kim Klaver, and I have been in the industry of marketing and the network marketing industry specifically for almost 30 years now. I have built 6 of these companies to the top, and we are to the top of the positions of the company over these last 27, 28 years. And so we do a lot of training on how to build a big business and to get to the top of the pay plan, and to how to do it really, really fast. So that is our specialty. And over the years, we have gotten, we get better. It's like right now you have Elon Musk with his rockets. And when he first started them, they all blew up. And then he got them going. And now they never blow up anymore. And like the iPhone starts with iPhone 1, iPhone version 2, version 3, 3.1. And we now have, what are we up to 15, something like that? So what you want to understand is that you will always be making progress. Whatever I do today or whatever you do today will not be as good or as refined as it's going to be when you do it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Is everybody clear about that? That you are always a work in progress. You're always trying to make things better and go faster and do less work to make more money. Are we good with that? Yeah. All right. Good. All right. So what I'm going to do today, this is a little different. We are always trying to find ways to sign up lots of people in a week or even in a day. So we're looking for ways to do that without just talking to people one-on-one. Who's kind of tired of talking to people one-on-one and having no idea if they have any interest or not? Let me see who has an interest in that and is sick of doing that, actually. How many of you actually talk to people every day? Does anybody still do that? Connect with people, whether you text them or email them, or whether you do whether you direct message them. Who here actually reaches out to people to do that every day? You still do it? Like, how many people do you do a day? How many? Give me some numbers in here. Let me see how much you're actually reaching out. 25 a day. Okay, so how do you do that? Do you call them up, Jack, or do you text them, or do you send, what do you do? But then how many a day? What's the way that you're doing it? Are you doing by phone or by text or by what? Yeah. Yo, hello from Cleveland. Yeah, so, it's not always an easy thing to do when you don't really know exactly what people are looking for and you kind of flying blind. Oh, good. To see what you can do. And so what I'm going to show you here is a little different. It's usually different than what you've ever heard in your companies, but this is a little different than what you've heard from me if you've been listening to these calls on a regular basis. Because we found a little shortcut that will help you even more. And I came across a guy that I've known for a long time, and he was saying, oh, the case study. I thought, yeah, the case study. We do case studies. So y'all know what a case study is? Harvard Business School teaches people how things happen by case studies. They actually take examples, right, of companies, stories, whether they're crashes or whether they're successes, and they make them case studies, and then the students learn how it goes, whether it goes up or whether it goes down. So case studies are much better than theoretical musings, because this is what actually happened. And so what this guy did is he found a way to teach people how to use a little case study without doing any of the claimy stuff that gets everybody in trouble. And he used a little tiny version of it, which I'm going to show you here, our version of that. And what it helped his people do, he coaches people who are business coaches, and those coaches charge between $10,000 and $25,000 per client. And what they'll do is take, some of you probably have bought programs like that. If any of you are here and you've bought my program, you'll know you've paid that much, because that's what our high ticket 6-figure advisor goes for. And the people do this, people who buy programs like this, whether they have money or they borrow money or they get investors. I mean, when you're looking to grow a business, the idea is to multiply your income. It's not to get 3 customers. And I want to be sure that you know that what I'm going to show you here is for people who want to add another $5,000 a month or more to their business income. It's not really if you're looking to get 5 customers so you can get your own product free. I mean, you can use this if you want to, but I'm really looking for people. These kinds of approaches are sophisticated. They require skill. They require practice, so you do them right, in the same way that Steve Jobs had to have 15 versions of the iPhone. If he had been so smart, he'd have come out with iPhone 15 the first time, wouldn't he have? But no, the first one is 1.0, and then it's 2.0, and then it's 3.0, and then it's 4.0. So we're always improving as humans. So that's what we're doing. So this script is what I'm going to show you here, how to make this. They have clients who teach, who collect $5,000 to $25,000 per coaching customer. And the programs run for anywhere from 6 weeks to up to a year. And one of our coaches, their minimum program is $100,000. You make payments, and their second biggest program is $250,000, and their third biggest program is $1 million. And they teach people how to become speakers on Zoom and do, $50,000 to $100,000 days. Why? Because they learn how to give a talk, like what I'm going to show you here. And they have 30 people there, and say 10 of them buy their $10,000 program. That's $10,000 times 10 people. And there you have $100,000 worth of business in one day. You see, does that sound crazy to some of you guys? Or does that sound like, oh, I want to know how to do that? Who would like to learn what people do to make this happen? I mean, they're regular people. These are not, somebody like Elon Musk or whatever. It's like they're regular people. All right. So this is the formula. The basis of this came from this guy. I'm going to give you the questions at the end. So the coaches are selling programs for $5,000 to $25,000, and they use this particular approach here to pull in qualified people to talk to. Now, what is a qualified person? Oh, by the way, all of this stuff is online. You could use it, of course. You can do anything, almost anything offline that you can do online when it comes to talking to people. I mean, I love talking to people on the phone. I love doing live stuff, live events. I like doing Zooms. I like all of it. So all of these approaches can be done in the different media, both online and offline. You just have to make adjustments, okay? So, but the key is qualified people to talk to. Who would like to have more of those in your life, in your business? People that are already kind of pre-qualified before you start talking to them and spending your precious time online. Okay, so for those of you, there are always a few people in a hurry. So we are going to show you a program at the end where we will help you do a little bit more personally, up close and personally, what I'm going to show you here. And if you want to know what that is, here, go to the maxout.com/pick-me, and you can give me a little bit of information here about your situation, and I will talk to you. So then you can take off if you need to go right now. Okay. So let me put that in here so you have it. One thing I've learned is successful people are busy people. And if you don't have time to wait to the end, you already know you want to know how to use an approach like what I want a case study approach online using video to replace you in doing all the explanations. That's what this is going to be. So I'm going to show you this right here, maxout.com, pick me. So if you already know you're interested in doing this, then I'll put the link in here right now. And if somebody would just please click on it, make sure that it works. It should go to a little application that asks a few questions about your situation. And then we'll book a time and talk to you and see if we can help you. Does that work? Everybody can tell me that the link works. Again, that's for those of you that are in a rush and you want to take off, be my guest. It works? Okay, good. All right, I need enrollments. This little session right here is for people who feel they need enrollments, more enrollments. And you want to know, where are the qualified people? You ready for that? All right, here we go. So here's who we can help. So just in case, if you're not this person, it's going to sound, it might not be the right thing for you right now. This is on the advanced side, okay? We're looking for somebody. This is going to help people who are looking to add 5,000 USD or more per month to their business. So you want to add at least $5,000 a month. It might be 10, 20, 30, whatever. Depends on where you are. We have people in our programs who are already making 20 or 30 or 40,000 a month, and they want to add another 10 or another 5. And we have people that are just starting and they're made $50 and they want to learn how to get to, a few $1,000s a month. But this session and what we do is really for people who want to see that what they're doing is something they want to do as a career, and they want to zoom it up so they can make at least 5,000 more per month than they're making right now. Is that good? Is anybody here? If you're not in that group, you're good. It's okay. You can just come and be entertained, but this is for you right here. So here's what it takes. You need a few things before you can get this off the ground, what I'm showing you right here. You need a validated offer. What is that? That is an offer. An offer is when you say to somebody says, what do you do? Well, I help people do such and such who want to get such and such, and they don't want to have to do this, but they want to do that, and they want to have it in so much time. That's what I do. What do you do? I can help somebody do this. I'll show you examples in a minute without having to do that. And I can show you how to do it in that much time. That is your offer. So when I say that for you to make this kind of money consistently and fast, not 30 years, but 6 months, you have to have a validated offer. And that means that whatever you're marketing, your product or your program, that number one, it does what it says. So the product has to do what it says it does. Okay, that's number one. Number two, people who use it if they do it right, get the results that they came for. Are you with me? And regular people are buying your product, right? Your service. I know that you're also selling the business right now. I want to be sure that we're talking about the product or the service part of your network marketing business, that regular people are buying the products who are not also selling it. Does that make sense to everybody? I mean, the FTC has had quite a big thing in the United States about this, because what they find is that there are companies where the only people who buy the product are people that are selling it. Now, how good does that look? I mean, if the only people who buy it are the people that are selling it, how good's the product for regular people? Is everybody with me here? You see the problem? So the FTC basically has said, if you don't have customers that never signed up for the business, that just want to have the product, you don't really have a business. So you need to know that for your business, not the company, but you, that you have customers that are in it, that are using it, that are not also selling it. You want to have a broader base of customers than just people that are selling it. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me make sure we got you here. Tell me, yes, you got it. You got it. You got it. Okay, cool. And again, if you want to connect with Vic to see if we can help you, just go to maxout.com/pick-me. Okay. All right. On to the show. You need to know who you can help. That's the second thing you got to have. So first, a validated offer. 2, you need to know who you can help. And that means, what problem do you solve for which people? And this is the business or the product. You need to, somebody will say, what do you do? Nutrition. Well, what is that? Who the hell knows what that even is? What else? What do you do for people? I don't know. Health. Hello? What does that mean? How's anybody going to buy anything from you if that's all you can say? This is not a good thing. You want to be able to know who you help. What is the problem that your product or your business solves for whom? Have you got that? Tell me yes, you understand. Yes, yes. Got it, got it. All right, just checking on you. And that you are ready to talk to qualified people on the phone. Now, some of you are going to go, oh yeah, I'm totally ready to talk to qualified people. But be sure that you are. Because if I were to call you and say, yeah, I'm kind of interested in what you have, I'd ask you some questions and I would want you to know the answer. And if all you can do is talk like a brochure, I would never sign up with you. All right. So being ready to talk to qualified people on the phone means that you're able to answer intelligent questions from intelligent people who want to know how this works and what the impact has been on other people of the business, right? And then to see to what extent you can actually help them achieve what they want, whether it's the product benefit or the business benefit, okay? All right, and then you want to be able to enroll them into your program. And that is another big thing. A lot of people can't enroll anybody. Once they start talking about the money, they just totally freak out. But they can maybe talk about the health benefits or the money benefits, but when it comes time to enroll, these are all skills that need to be learned. And unfortunately, in our business, nobody likes to give these skills. I mean, in all the years I've been doing this, I have yet to find a company that when they are recruiting people, tells them that there's actually anything to learn. I mean, if you come into the business and you tell somebody it's easy, anyone can do it, why would anybody want to do business if it's easy, anyone can do it? What is there to achieve? So if you want to be on the leaderboard, do you want the leaderboard to be for something that you achieved that meant something that was difficult to do? Do you do stuff because it's easy or because it's difficult and it requires all your power and all the power of all of us who care about that to be our best, to become our best, to make something happen? So, you know, again, if you are enrolling people with easy peasy, anyone can do it, you can make big money part-time, you will find that 99% of everybody drops out because it isn't true. And they find out real soon. Okay. So being able to enroll somebody into the program with the expectations of what they want to do to make things happen is a very important thing. All right. So if you're ready to talk to people, because this is going to go pretty fast, what's going to happen is this. How many of you have a calendar software like Calendly or something like that? Does anybody here have a booking calendar? It's calendly.com. I can give you some of these, calendly.com. No, Calendly here. Here's one. I use Schedule once, but there are calendar software programs that you can get. And what happens is, here, hang on. I'm writing to the host people, and that's like useless here. Let me see. Here we go. All right, there we are. Yep. What's going to happen is when you do what I'm going to show you right now, you're going to get a calendar full of people asking to talk to you. And if you have a calendar like this, where you wake up one day and in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, once you learn how to do this, what do you think is going to happen here? You have a whole calendar full. How would you feel if you had a calendar like this full of people ready to talk to you because they've passed certain pre-qualifications? Let me see. Who would like to have that? Yeah. Hey, Sue. Good to see you. All right. So this is a calendar full of people. And here's how this works. When people ask you, what do you do? And many people tell me they're not sure what to say. So, for example, you might, and you don't want to sound weird or all technobabbly. Because if you answer and say, oh, I do the DNA and it works with mother's breast milk, and that's going to be the end of anybody listening to you. So what you want to do, how many here would say, I am not really sure what to say when somebody says, what do you do? Either online or offline. Who here would say, I'm not sure? Who's not sure? Just say not sure. Type not sure in there if that's you. Because if you know how, I'll skip this part. If you know what to say to get people going, oh yeah, ooh, I want to know about that. Not sure. Okay, cool. I'm going to teach you this right now because you need this in order to do the little strategy I'm going to show you. You don't want to sound weird or technobabbly. Okay, so how about you try this? Somebody says, so what do you do? I'm going to give you the basic structure for this so that you have this, because this is a prerequisite to learning how to do the little case study Zoom I'm going to show you, where you get lots of people in booking your calendar, because this is what they use for $10,000 to $25,000 offers of coaching. You probably can use it, and we have used this over the years. I just totally had forgotten about it. And when I saw him, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to teach that right now. Forgot all about it. Okay, so you need this first. Number one, what do you do? So I help certain people. Okay, so you have to figure out in your mind, who do you help? It cannot be everyone. Have you all discovered, by the way, that whatever you have is only for some people? It's only for some. For some. Let me see in the chat, put in here for some, not all. In fact, it's for almost nobody. You don't need very many people. How many people here know this? That what you've got is for just some people. Yeah, because if you think that your thing is for everybody, you're going to suffer so much. Oh my gosh. Why? Because you're going to get no's from 99 out of 100 people because they don't think it's for them. See, what we think doesn't matter. Nobody cares what we think. Oh, you got to have this. You got to have this wonderful. No. If somebody did that to you, you'd hang up, and we all do hang up on those pushy people. We call them pushy salespeople. You have to have this. This is wonderful. No. So figure out who you help. I'm going to give you an example. So you help certain people only. Okay. And like I said, if you don't have to buy this. This is my experience. And it's everything that is out there, whether it's a glass or the water or the microphone or the computer. There are different choices. It's called different strokes for different folks. And the reason we live in countries where we have choices is everybody doesn't want to buy this particular type of mic. Everybody doesn't want an iPhone. Everybody doesn't want your product. Everybody doesn't want my product. Who cares? You only want to find the ones who want it. Remember, Jesus said, he only had 12. Jesus only had 12. And now look, plus a frontline Pukey. And he's the one who said, my sheep hear my voice. What does that mean? Is it everybody? No. just his sheep. This is the same. Your sheep, meaning the people that you can help, that have a problem you can solve, they will hear your voice and nobody else. And if you make the mistake of talking to unqualified people, you're going to get a bunch of no's. If you learn how to talk to pre-qualified people, you get mostly yeses, like 8 out of 10. That's what we're doing. Is everybody clear about that? Does that make sense? Right? Yeah, it's not only, yeah, and for people who have hair in their head, but also people who want to do something about it. Most of the world is overweight. So how well do weight loss products work? Well, I guess not that well. The problem's still there. It's bigger, worse than ever. So when you think, oh, don't want to go into weight loss, I shouldn't market that as saturated. The question is not, is the market saturated with products? The question is, has the problem been solved? And if it hasn't been solved, and there are more people overweight now than there were 10 years ago, and there are probably 100 times more weight loss products and books, what does it tell you about the products? Are they helping solve the problem? Yes or no? Yes or no? The problem's worse, and we have 100 times more weight loss products. Are the products doing their job? Is there room for you with your weight loss product when most everybody's overweight? You see that? All right. So you need to know who you help. And you help people get certain results. You help them get the results. Okay. So what does that mean? Let's say you're a gym instructor. You help a person get their body built up. You help them by showing them the path. Who does the push-ups and the reps? Who does that actual work? Who does it? Let me see. Is it you or the client? Who does the work? They do the work. But you show the path to get there the fastest and the best and with the least work. Does that make sense? So when I talk about getting results, they do the work. Just like with us, you come into our program, you do the work, but we give you the path so that you can do it in your lifetime, hopefully sooner. Get certain results, okay? Without something that they don't like. And usually we'll add, I'll just put this in here, in like 6 weeks or less. It can be anytime, it can be 10 seconds, 20. Okay, we add this one. Okay, so we have, I help these people get these results, very specific, right? Without having to do the thing they don't like in 6 weeks or less. These are the pieces to a general script, okay? That you need to know about what you do for whom. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay. Yes, let me give you an example. I help, this is one of hundreds and hundreds of examples that we have, okay? I help struggling network marketers. Okay, we can make this look a little nicer here. Okay. Was I specific? Any old network marketer? Well, in this case, I said struggling network marketers. We have other ones where I help network marketers who have been in the business for at least 5 years, who want to achieve this without that. Or we help seniors who are in network marketing, who are on a short timeline. See, all of these are people that we help in different ways with the program that we have. Okay. Versus I help people. Because we could have said that, and that's just not specific enough. Remember, my sheep hear my voice. Like today, you are here. You wanted to hear about what is this script, this online script where people are doing 10 to 100 grand a month with the business using a little script, where they charge big money for the programs, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000. That's, relatively speaking, quite a bit of money, depending on your experience. So here's what we're doing. I help struggling network marketers. Make a statement like this for yourself. Get qualified people to talk to without losing friends or looking salesy. And then I could put a time limit in there. And then I could say in 6 weeks or less. Okay, so my statement for the example that you need to make your own. I help struggling network marketers. Who it is that you help, be specific. Get qualified people to talk to. Notice I didn't say get people to talk to. No, everybody has people to talk to. They're all over the street. They're open the phone book, thousands of them. So it's qualified people to talk to without losing friends or family or looking salesy, because nobody wants to do that. And we show you how to do that so you can be doing it in 6 weeks or less. Does that make sense? Would you guys like to know how that works, by the way? Would you like? I'm going to show you right now. Yep, burnt out, totally. You could also say burnt out network marketers, right? Instead of struggling. Yeah, the struggling is a different one than burnt out, because burnt out are also very good ones. They're a different group that we found. And I love building with burned out network marketers who have basically almost given up, because they're the ones who know what it takes and they now know how not to do it. So totally, all these different characteristics of people that I choose because I want to work with them. I can help them. A lot of people I can't help because if they think it's easy, anyone can do it. I can't help you because it isn't. And there's nothing I can say. I don't want to work with people like that. How come I've already tried for a whole hour and still don't have 10 grand? It's like, well, honey, I don't know what to do. Go play the lottery or something, So I work with people who understand that they want to build an empire. They want to have a giant distribution channel with thousands of people around the world ordering their product every month or every week or however often, because the product and the business helps relieve people's suffering in their body and in their bank account. That's who I want to work with. And that's all we allow into our program, because it's no fun working with other people. So we don't. You should do the same. Okay. So can you do that? Can all of you come up with a statement like that? We're not going to spend the time right now because we need that to fill in the blanks for what I'm going to show you. Okay. You got it? All right. So here we go. So this is our statement. Okay. I help struggling. This is the one example we're going to work with. I help struggling network marketers get qualified people to talk to without losing friends or looking salesy. And then we can add the one in, say, 6 weeks or less. Okay. We'll just add that because I don't want to take the time right now. You understand we had it before. Okay. There's a class for that. Again, for some of you who are looking to race out the door, there's a class that teaches just this particular thing. And again, just go to the maxout.com/pick me. So you can do that. If somebody would put that link in the chat, just put it in there. It's HTTPS. Maybe Mindy, you could do that. HTTPS /maxout.com pick me. That'd be great if you could stick that in there. People want to take off and do that, they can do that. So let's say you said this. I help, somebody says, oh, wait. Okay, let me give you the principle of this. Let's say that that you're going to do a post, or let's say that you are, that you have an email list, for example. But let's take a post that you're going to make maybe on Facebook, or that you might want to have. And you might say, well, I help people. Let me get this right here. Start here. I help network marketers that are having a hard time to get qualified people to talk to without losing friends and looking salesy. And I can help them do that in about 6 weeks in most cases. Okay. And then you say you said that. Then you would say on the right, would you like to see how that works? Okay, let's play right here. How many of you, if I said that right here, would want to see how that works? Okay. How many want to see how that works? Okay. Yeah, so Eric, I don't think that link works with the www. It has to say HTTPS and it has to be clickable. Yeah. Okay, would you like to see how it works? We're doing the demo right now. Okay. So I help these people do this thing without losing friends or family, and usually in 6 weeks or less. Would you like to see how it works? Okay. Hi there. I help struggling network marketers get qualified people to talk to without losing friends, without looking salesy, and they can do it in 6 weeks or less. You might have a little Instagram, or you might make a little live stream, a little video, right? And in a moment, I'm going to show you a short interview. Sue Smart, I was just thinking about you. This is probably right up your alley. Probably right up your alley. Okay. And for those of you that are players, you're going to flip out. In a moment, I'm going to show you a short interview. where we helped Vic, who's my business partner, was former student, where we helped Vic get results in 45 days. We're going to show you what we did and how we helped them get that result so fast. I'm going to show you what we did with her and how we helped her get that result so fast. Are you all with me here? This is a little complicated. Say yes. So the rest of you guys, are you with me here? On the left, this is the offer, huh? Somebody want me to go back? You got it? Okay. So this on the left is the context that I'm keeping it up for you so you remember it. So that's what they're responding to. So I'm going to show you what we did and how we helped her, or how we helped this person get that result so fast. And then if you would like to learn more about how we can help you get these kind of results for you, guess what? I'll come back on and then I'm going to show you how you can get into the same program that Vic was enrolled in that has changed her life. Then you play the case study recording, which you will have made on Zoom or even on Wistia or on Vimeo right there, which I'm going to show you what the structure is in a few minutes. Okay. How many of you are with me so far? Do you see this? And so if you would set, if all of you would set, go look at your chat right now. All of you are setting your stuff to host, and that means the only person who can see all your commentary is me. Change that. So Sheldon, and you got it right, Joe. Let's see who else. The rest of you guys, Sheldon and I think Sue, go to your chat settings and choose everyone. And make sure you have that, because otherwise you're just talking to me. Okay, Sue, change your setting so I can see that you have. Then you play the case study recording. Then when the case study recording, the video is over, because this should take maybe 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes. Then you come back on and you say, hey, I hope you enjoyed that case study. Right? Because who is it? Who is going to be in that interview? It's going to be you interviewing one of your clients or one of your customers who had good results with the program. I help these people do this thing without losing friends or family. Whatever your thing is, there should be somebody in your program that has had some success with it in order for you to do the case study method. Okay. And if it's you, then you can have someone else interview you. Does that make sense? Are you with me so far? Yeah. Okay, good. So I hope you enjoy that case study. If this resonates with you, because remember, you just pretend you saw a video of Vicky saying how she struggled for 5 years before we met 15 years ago, dragging people across the finish line, hating to call people, basically hating the whole industry. And she learned how to pre-qualify people. And in 6 months, 9 months, she was making 10 grand a month. And she never made $10,000 before in her life. And she's up in the company in the Hall of Fame over there, was one of the few people that the owners of the company told me was one of the few genuine rags to riches story that they have on their walls is her. See, so I would say, so if you, and I would interview her. We have a couple of people we're going to interview in our own company, and we're going to put these out this week, because this is an awful lot less work than doing big webinars, you know? So if this resonates with you, and if you want to see about getting results like Vicky did, or better results than you got before, because you want to be careful not to promise the moon, because if Vicky is somebody who's done network marketing 5 years, she'll get results at a little bit higher level than somebody who is just starting. So be careful. Don't promise people 10,000 a month who've never owned their business, have never done network marketing, have never been in sales, and have, you know, they've had a job all their lives. They have to skill up and learn all those skills. Are you with me there? Do not overpromise, because if you do, they'll all quit on you, and deservedly so. They should. So if you want to see about getting better results, like Vic did, then below this video, there's a calendar. Okay. Below this video, there's a calendar. Click that calendar. And then what you would do here on the left where your video is, you see on the left here where you just imagine a video page. Underneath that video box, you have a link that says, here's my calendar. You've seen those. All of you have booked calendars before, I'm sure. You talk to people. Does everybody know what I'm talking about here? Say, you got this? So you click the calendar. And what happens? Here we go. And choose a time to speak with us. That's what we have. You choose a time. You go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we have a bunch of you guys booked already this week. We have our whole week booked. I don't even know if we have any more room, but that's what you do right now. Choose a time to speak with us, and you say that. Answer 2 questions about your situation. Right? And then we'll hop on the phone with you and have a chat and see if we can get you the kind of results that Vic got. Fun? That's it. How many of you think you could do what I just did? Assuming that you have your little video. Yeah. Right? Is this like sexy or what? Yeah, you want to learn how to do this. This is exactly right. So let me tell you what it takes to do this. Yeah, and so I was thinking about you because so, there are a few people on the call that have had a significant marketing experience and have made some major money in the business. And what happens is, in our industry, they don't teach you marketing. What is marketing? Pre-qualifying people so that the only people you ever talk to are almost ready to sign up and fall in the basket. They teach you to go and hit on everybody and tell them how great it is. It's wonderful. Sign up and make all this money. That is not marketing. That's called pushy, shovey salespeople. If you market, the whole idea of marketing is to pre-qualify. You get the attention of the right people. You attract the right people. You pre-qualify the right people so that they say, yes, I will go to the bank and borrow for this, or I will get an investor, or I will, do anything like Elon did to buy Twitter. He didn't have enough money. He borrowed almost everything in between investors and stockholders and putting up his Tesla shares. People who are in business plan to multiply their money. That's what I'm saying. If you don't want to make at least 5,000 to 10,000 more a month than you're making right now, all these things are going to sound like, I don't want to borrow any money. Well, no, because you're looking for $25, $100. What's the point? But to build a business that has regular, substantial income from hundreds and thousands of people in your distribution channel that are using your product or your service, that is what I'm talking about. And if you think you're going to build that up all by yourself and not borrow 1 penny or put any money into it, you're dreaming. It's just not, no matter what they're telling you. It's not you. It's that you don't realize there are skills. You have to have belief and skills. Okay. I'm going to tell you what those are right now. Who is still interested after hearing all this bad news about it's going to take you some time? Yeah, that's good. The video will be there. This little short case study conversation converts often better than the big webinars that take people weeks and sometimes months to do. And I have a webinar that has made, I don't know, maybe $1.5 million in the last 3 years. And I have not promoted it except for a PS in my emails for 3 years. But it took me the entire summer to make it. And so many frustrated nights, I can't even tell you, because I kept getting the right things wrong and the wrong things right. It was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm capable of the patience that this takes. But webinars take a lot of work. You have to do work like this. You have to plan it. You have to be able to be comfortable on screen. It means you have to have done it a lot. But these little dinky case studies, oh my gosh, it might take you a week instead of 4 months by the time you do the edit so that it looks good. But boy, oh boy, when you have one and say, I help people who have this issue do that, or I have people who used to be big time network marketers, but they lost their company or they lost their touch or whatever things happen in their life, they want to get it back again. Those are people that are fun to work with because they've been there, done that. And whatever you have that you help people with, whether it's a product like weight or skin or energy or whatever specific thing that you do for somebody, if you have someone that's gotten results and you do this little interview, I'm going to give you the questions here. and say, this is what I do. And if you'd like to see how it works, let me show you a little story, with Mary or with Lulu. So you know what happened to somebody and see whether or not this is something that's up your alley. So watch this. And then if this sounds like you want something like this, I'll come back at the end and you'll have a little calendar link and we can chat and see if we can make it happen. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Notice, no promises. Okay. All right. And get to the next part. This converts much better. It's much quicker. It's way easier to set up because what you can do is you record the videos on Zoom. Because remember, you're talking to somebody else, right? You're going to be talking with a client who says, this has changed my life. I have people in my business and for the whatever products I've ever marketed who say, this has changed my life. And here's how. We have a lady who said, I haven't slept for I don't know, she's what, 40, maybe 53 or something. She said, I've had trouble sleeping since I was a baby. That's like 50 years. And she said, I just gave up. I took many pills, I took drugs, I did this, I did that, and I just wasn't able. I'm such a light sleeper. If there's a fly, I wake up, right? And I don't mean one walking across your face, but I mean, some small noise and she's awake. And so she tried this product, this kind of a high-tech product that doesn't go in your body. It's like the sun works on you. And she tried one for her sleeping problem. And I told her, have no expectations, none. Just get rid of expectations and have none. Just say, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Because who knows, right? We can't tell the future. We don't know for sure. So she said, after one night, I slept and I thought it must be a fluke because she never sleeps through the night. So the next night, she said her daughter was going to come and borrow her car. And the daughter would come and wake her up so she would get the keys and blah, 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 blah. So she said, I woke up the next day and my car was gone. And my daughter called me later in the day and said, I came to get you to tell you I'm taking your car, but I walked into the bedroom and knocked on the door and I kind of poked you a little bit in your arm and you wouldn't wake up. So I thought, oh my gosh, I better leave you alone. And I ran out and took the car. That's never happened to her in 53 years. Do you think she would be a good story to have? Yes or no? Would I use her in a story to show somebody who might have sleeping issues? Oh my God, what are you, crazy? Of course. You see, she has no agenda. She has no reason to BS. None. This is what happened to her. And I'll tell people, I don't know if it's going to happen to you or not, but I'll tell you what, you can test it, see what happens. And it requires a lot of, we teach marketing. I mean, that's what we do because I know how to market. I know how to pre-qualify people for anything that I'm marketing. So we talk to people, Vic and I talk to people. I don't enroll anybody. We have a team that does all the enrolling for everything. I recommend that as soon as you start making some money, you do the same thing. And we have people here who know how to market, pre-qualify people. Not very many of you because the industry doesn't teach you. But there's the pre-qualification. What are we doing here? I'm pre-qualifying all of you. And by educating you, say, look, here's something you might not have known. Here's a way to get a whole lot of people coming in. And what are we doing here? Some of you are going to go, well, I want to be in one of those programs. I want you to hold my hand, show me how the hell to do this, because I want to do this, because I want to get to my $5 grand, 10 grand, or whatever. And you're not going to say, oh, you mean it costs more than $300 and I want to make 10,000 a month and I don't have any time? That we can't help you. But when you realize, oh, I got something good here. I could help a lot of people get rid of their suffering, not only in their body with sleeping or skin or hair, but also in their bank account, because some of them are going to want to be spreading the word. They want to be missionaries, well-paid, rich missionaries. Only some, but some, right? And so I have a whole team of people that do nothing but enroll. And they have 8 out of 10 enrolling. Why? Because I've done all the pre-qualification. And so for some of you that have that background where I know you've been making some, 10, 20, 30, 40 grand a month, and you split that up, one person does all the enrolling and somebody else does all the marketing. Those are the pieces of any business. Somebody pre-qualifies people, make sure they're ready and that they have the right values. And by the time the person enrolls them, it's 8 out of 10. Do you see how that works? That's exactly what we're doing here. Couple, 2, 3, or 4 of you. It's, we're going to probably tell most of you, we don't have time because we're getting so booked up. The economy is people are predicting some kind of a disaster. And for those of you, if you can market and sell, you will never have to worry about jack, ever, no matter what the economy is doing. In every economy that our culture has survived, that at least it's historically written down, there are people who do well. And I don't mean taking advantage of other people. I mean, there are people who do well. The people who can market and sell. Market, not sell. People who create value. That's what you want. So Philip, if you want that program, go here where I was saying, just go sign up, go to maxout.com/pick me. And Mindy, if you could put that in there again. I know you're one of my girls, so a lot of you guys are, but I know we've been chatting about things. So if you put that link in there, make sure that it works. Yeah, that's what you need. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to send you a little information, Mindy, this week here, so we can see if we can maybe help us. Okay, so go to maxout.com, pick me. So if you stick that in there again, Philip, and tell Vicky that you're, make sure that link works, that you're looking for the program for the Zoom interviews, because we have one, and we have just added that to it. But don't buy that program or get into that program unless you have something that you, number one, and by the way, this is not the big 5-figure program. This is the smaller one that I'm talking about, but she'll tell you which one it is. And, you know, if you tell her that you came to this event, she'll probably give you a little discount coupon if she's got one lying around. But what do you mean? Can you use it with the Orange Book script? The thing is that what we're doing here is we're showing you how to create a case study interview, right? Where you're saying, you know, hey, there's someone, say you're on your Facebook page. Hey, you know, I help struggling network marketers do this and without having to do this and in this much time. And if anybody would like to see how that works, let me know, and I'll give you a little story about what happened with somebody and how they actually changed their life with this, let's say. And don't be too over promisey. They changed their story, right? And so click here if you want that. And so the person clicks and they see the video, and it's me interviewing or somebody interviewing somebody else about what I just said here. And they say, yeah, that's really what, here, this is what happened to me and blah, 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 blah. And I have questions about, I'll show them to you in just a minute. And they do the selling for you, but not because they're a distributor. No, distributors, when they talk, it's nothing but, oh, you got to buy this. And we all know when network marketers have other people saying, yes, I want this on their Facebook profile, and it's all a fake demonstration of fake caring and fake interest. How many of you are aware of that? That you get, if you go to your Facebook profile and you ask, you know, I got to do this or I got to do that. We have a new thing coming and who wants it? And you get 10 yeses, and they're all from people that are already in your business. Don't think that this is not known. It is known. And it's very bad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's very bad. Well, it's with everything. The point is you need real, genuine people. Okay. All right. So let me show you how the questions work. So warnings about this. Don't make claims. Don't make promises to people that you can't keep. Just always talk about, you want to get results like this, see if we can help you, blah, 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 blah. Technobabble means the name of the company, the name of the product. Words that people that are not in your business do not understand. Don't use them. Nobody cares about the name of your product. Nobody cares about the name of your company. Nobody cares about any mumbo jumbo. What do you do for people? Oh, I help them get their sexy back. You do? Yeah. Nobody cares what the name of the company or the product is. First, they care about, what is it you're doing for me? Does that make sense? All right. That's what you want to do. I told you this is a little bit advanced. Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. We're just about done. Yeah, I figured these maybe would go about an hour. If you want this, you'll stick around. I'm good with that. Okay. For product stories, interview customers that are not also selling the product, because it's much more believable. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. somehow when people are in the business and they're distributors, they just cannot stop. Oh, oh, it's so good. And oh, it's so amazing. And that is a complete turnoff to other people. If you are marketing and selling something, you don't talk about how amazing it is. You let somebody else do it who is not also selling it. Otherwise, you just come across as fake and nobody will stick around. Okay. All right. So this case study, you can be running it 24/7. It's on all the time. You can put you put on your YouTube channel. You can put the little video on your Facebook on a live stream. Just have it there. Create a group if you want for people that are looking to solve the problem, not your distributor group, but people that are potential customers and players. And don't let your upline in because they're going to fill it full of stuff about your company and how great your stuff is and you'll ruin it. The whole idea of becoming a good marketer is to demonstrate how you can help someone else with their problem. It's not about your product. It's not about your company sales. It's not about your ranks. No, it's about problems you can help for other people. Okay, some of you are in our Facebook group, so that's all we do in there. Many people don't even know what we sell. They say, oh yeah, this is really good. Okay, let me show you the questions. Again, here, if you want to be in, we have a mini program. I mean, it's not a cheap day. It's not like $27 that shows you how to do this. And then we have our 5-figure program. That's the 6-figure advisor. And for many of you, you're just ready for the baby, the little school, summer school. This is the form you're going to fill out, maxout.com/pick-me. We'll get some information about your situation. Okay. And then I'm going to give you the questions right now. For how many of you is this kind of news, this idea of doing something like this? It sounds new and exciting. Let me say, new and exciting. Who says yes to that? Yeah. Let's see, we got some people that are live wires here. That's totally, and it's so cool. Once you set this up, see somebody like you, so you can just learn how to enroll, just sign them up one after the other. Because who's coming? All the ones who saw the video. So yeah, I'd like to have results like that, particularly for the product. And for the business, you have to be a little bit more careful because many people have not made money. So for you to say, I'm going to show you how to make a lot of money and you haven't made any, they're going to ask you, what are you making? If you're leading with those kind of words. And if you aren't making any, I wouldn't lead by showing people how to do something that you haven't done yet. So start with the product, what the benefits are, because in the end, every business owner of any kind has to believe that what the product does is going to make the world a better place, that it'll be significant, that there will be a big need. So nobody does a business without knowing what they're marketing. So it's totally fine to start there. We do. And then we always say, hey, in case you're looking, we're looking for a missionary or two. So if there's some crazy person who wants to have a big distribution channel with thousands of people like this in it here in the next year or two, that might be something you want to think about. And let them say, oh, I want that. Well, how many people here want to build a big, giant, big ass distribution channel with thousands of people in it that are buying every month because they want the benefits in the body and maybe the bank account that you have? How many people would like that? Want to learn how to own one and build one? Well, you got to figure out how to do it. You got to be resourceful. A lot of people say, well, I don't have money. Well, fine. Then you're not resourceful. There is billions of dollars out in the world, billions and billions of dollars. People will invest in you if you're trustworthy. I don't mean banks. I mean individuals and funding groups. And there are tons of lenders and investors for people who are trustworthy and who, not because you're going to pay the money back, but who are trustworthy to do what they say they're going to do. Because people will invest in all kinds of people, and they do all the time. If you are planning a business where you're going to make the world a better place, and a lot of people are going to be buying every month, people will invest in you. It's never your money. Think Elon Musk. He didn't have enough to buy Twitter. Everybody else is chipping in. And they do that investment of money to help people make successful businesses is one of the biggest industries in the United States. You just don't know about it. But if you're trustworthy, there are people who will lend you money so you can build something that multiplies the money that you put into it or that you borrowed or that you got from investors. Okay. All right. So the doomed fly, a lot of us just, when you think about this, think about doing something different. If what you're doing now isn't working, you may end up like the doomed fly. Because if the upline and a company tells you, keep talking to people, tell them how great it is, you're going to love it, go and post on Instagram and on Facebook every day and on TikTok every day, and you're going crazy trying to post stuff and you don't even know who you help. Who do you help with what problem that they want solved? And in how much time and what yucky thing do they not have to do? You need to know that first. And then master one platform. One and dominate it. That's what we're doing. So, but if you keep doing, you have you seen the fly on the wall? Like maybe this is a car picture, but say you're sitting in your house or you're looking at your garden or at the ocean and you see a fly on the window. He's bzzz, right, bzzz. How many of you think that the fly is going to beat the window and get out of the window and win over the window and get out of the window on the other side? How many of you think that that fly is going to win that battle? Yes or no? Is the fly going to win or not? The fly's life and death struggle, trying to get out. And 5 feet away, there's an open door. And it doesn't go to the open door. I mean, just ask yourself, are you being a fly? Are you too busy doing work that doesn't really matter and doesn't move the needle day after day after day after day to see the open door and try something different? That's really what the doomed fly story is all about. Okay. Trying harder, doing the wrong thing is probably not going to be the fix. Okay. So you have to change what you do, or you might die like the fly and lose all hope that you have for building a business because you won't have any energy left. Okay. All right. Again, go to maxout.com/pick me if you want to talk, have Vic help you choose the right program for learning how to do the case study Zooms. Now, let me give you the questions for the case study. Who's ready for those? Yeah. What are you going to ask the person in the interview? Oh, yeah, the Me Too. It's you too. Yeah, the booklet is U Squared from the Doomed Fly. That comes from the booklet U Squared. Nice little tiny little booklet. Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I should have put the author's name here. Yep. Okay. You guys ready to see the questions? What's that? Thanks. Now have sent the apparently bank is saying they can't unlock the account. I don't know. All right. Don't know what you mean. You may be talking to somebody else here, huh? Okay. Here we go. These are the questions. Now you would modify these, but this is the structure and the set of basic questions that you have. So you modify them when the person responds and you can see, you have to be able to respond to what they say on the interview. So here we go. So remember where this video comes in. Remember where we bring in the video. They'll say, hey, this is Kim Klaver. And, we help people that are in the network marketing business that have been in for at least 10 years, that have once made at least 100 grand in a year, and they want to do it again. We show people how to do that in 1/10 of the usual time that it takes to show you how to get multiple enrollments at the same time. That's what we do. Would you like to see how that worked for somebody? How somebody actually did that? And say the person says, yeah, I'd like to see what that is. So they can then click the video right there on the post that I have. Are you with me so far? We got it? So it's like, hey, everyone, that's the video. Hey, everyone, this is Kim Klaver from Six Figure Advisor. And today one of our very successful clients, Lulu, is joining us to talk about how they figured out how to compress the time it took to get to her $100,000 a month, or to compress the time to finally figure out how to sleep through the night when she hasn't been able to do that for 53 years of her life, her entire life. Let's take the sleeping. So thanks for coming on, Lulu. Let's say her name is Lulu. So Lulu, will you just tell quick who you are and what you do? And she's going to say, well, my name is Lulu, and I'm, a mom of 3 kids, and I am also an accountant, and I work from home. That's what I do. That's it. Okay. So, okay, great. Well, I'm delighted you're here. So tell me, what was the problem you had prior to joining our program or using, in this case, this new health tech product? So you see here, what was the problem you had before you tried this crazy health tech product for your sleep that didn't even touch your body, right? And she's going to say, well, you know, her problem. The problem was I haven't been able to sleep since I was a child. And every time anything moved, a leaf would fall and I would wake up. So that was the problem that she had before. Okay. She never could sleep for 50 years of her life. Are you with me? Say yes or no. Got this? She's just telling the problem. No, she doesn't say, oh, before I got your, you know, whatever the name of the product is. No, nobody gives a bean about the name of the product or the name of the company. So none of that language matters. What was the problem? I haven't been able to sleep normally for like 53 years, and I'm 53 years old. That was the problem. So why did you choose to try this product? So here it says, why did you choose to join our program? But you would probably say, if it were the sleep product, so how come you wanted to try this product now over anything else that was out there that you haven't tried yet? And she might say, well, the reason I wanted to try this is sound kind of crazy. Everything else was either shots or injections or pills or surgery or something. And this one, nothing even went into my body. So I thought, I'll try anything. What have I got to lose? So that's why I tried this one. Do you see how she's selling for you? Do y'all see this? Sue in particular, I hope you got this because I know you're an experienced one. Okay. Next thing, was there anything in particular about this particular product that really helped you? You know, why do you think it was so effective? And she'll say, well, I don't know. In her case, she probably said, well, I don't know exactly how it works, but the first night I tried it, I slept through the whole night. I was so shocked. I thought for sure something must be wrong. And I had to try it again. But it worked the first night. And I've been sleeping like a baby ever since. And this is the first time in 53 years that I sleep 7 or 8 hours without ever waking up one time in my entire life. That's what she would say. She's already told me that. I haven't even got an interview with her yet. Are you with me? Who's got it? So is she selling it? Yes. Do you see that? I don't have to say anything. I'm not going to then say, oh, isn't that great? And it must be the technology. Oh my God, you want to just stuff a sock in your mouth. She just sold it for you. Do you see that? That's how it works. Yeah, please have her contact me. Why? She's already got her fix, right? She's got her fix, Phil. The thing is, she didn't sell herself before she tried it. And the results that she got sold her. I am now doing an interview with her and saying, so what happened to you? And what I'm reading you back is what she's already told me that's happened to her. So the listener, who is the person that's on your page looking at this, wondering if, you know, they should try your product, they're being sold by the experience of the person that you are interviewing who is saying these things that I just told you. I had no idea. Haven't slept right in 53 years. Right? Who says you need her fix? Who's saying that? You don't sleep. Phil, I talk to, you're going to talk to Vicky anyway, aren't you? Are you the sleeping man, Phil? I think you didn't you book? Yeah, Sue, you got it. Yeah. Mr. Johnson. If you need the sleep stuff, ask Vicky about it. It's quite crazy. It's quite crazy. Just ask her about it. Okay. And I didn't mean to tell anybody here. I'm just saying this is how you step out of the sales job and the marketing job. And you let somebody else do the talking with a set of questions. I have more questions. Want to see the rest of them? And then here, let me give you the rest. Was there anything in particular? Okay. And I'll answer them for you based on, yeah. Yeah, you need to get with Vicky, Phil, to get that sleep thing. See what happens. What if it works for you the way it did for her? Okay. As a result of implementing this thing, what was the outcome? And I already told you that. So I wouldn't ask this question again. Do you see that? This is just a question, the list, you wouldn't have to, don't bore the audience, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Phil, just get with Vicky. All right. As a matter of fact, Phil, if you want to get with Vicky mentioned to me, she had a surgical procedure, but she said she's around after this waiting for you guys if you'd like to talk to her. Well, I don't even know that she has any text time left, but I'm gonna give it to you right now. Here's her. If you want to text and get in here sooner rather than later. Sorry, I should have given you this before. Some of you guys I know want to text. And I'm going to hang on a second. I gotta get her number here. You'd think I'd know it, but you know, I don't do much on the phone. Let's see here. Let's see. Come on, I'm gonna get it right. Vic. Okay, so here is her. Okay, you can text her, Phil, if you want to get there sooner rather than later. Just a second. Come on. Here it is. 707. And then here's her text number. 304. Don't call her. Just text her. 2090. There we are. 707-304-2090. I'm pretty sure I got this right. See if I. Okay. 304-2090. Okay. So Phil, if you want to connect with her and just tell her that you're interested, you want to sleep at night. And then see about the program. I just told you that ask her about the case study program. We put that in our major program, our big 5-figure program, but we also have it in the mini version of that program. All right. So how has your life changed since achieving this outcome? Well, what is she going to tell me? What'd she really say? I feel like a normal person for the first time in 53 years. I've never been able to sleep like this. My body's changing. My skin is changing. My appetite's changing. My personal strength is changing. You know, sleep is quite a big deal just between us, you know, the listeners. And so her whole life has changed because now she can sleep like a normal person. And she's saying all that. And I won't say anything. She's going to say, this, and then this happened, and then happened. And I got my sex life back and I can run again and I can do this and that. And I say, oh, wow. Oh, nice. And then I'm going to say, okay, great. So where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't do something and try this crazy new product? And she would say, I would be like I've been my whole life, can't sleep at night. And my brain is slowing down and I'm beginning to, you know, fall apart because I'm not able to sleep. So where I would be is probably, you know, in some even more miserable place than I was before I started taking this, which is most of my life, I can't sleep. Right? So now this is a nice question here at the end. And I would say, okay, great. I'm glad we could help, you know. So if there's anybody watching that is on the fence about booking a call to speak with us and about joining our program, what would you say to them? And I'll just wait for her to talk. If anybody's on the phone waiting to take and they're thinking about should they book a call or not book a call, what would you say to them? And what do you think she's going to say? What do you think she's going to say to the audience here? Anybody's watching that's on the fence about booking a call to speak with us and see if maybe we can help them, what would you say to them? Who here knows what she is likely to say? What kind of thing might she say? Yeah, it's Phil Johnson. I think you're the one, right? That's looking for, Phil Cooper's in the UK. Phil Johnson. She might say something like, well, now remember, she's not selling the product. She's a customer who's using the product. So she might say stuff like, well, gosh, I was nervous about it first, but then I tried it. And I would say, she'd probably say something like this. I would say, if you have a problem sleeping and you've tried everything, like I have, you would be crazy not to book a call and try the product, because that's what happened to me. My whole life, I haven't been able to sleep, and I tried everything. And then I tried this, and holy cow, first night, second night, third night, fourth night, it's been like 12 nights now. And I sleep like I did, I think probably before I was born. Who here sees? Yeah. If I start sleeping, you buy all my programs. Okay, Phil, why don't you get with Vicky? And I don't know for sure if it's going to work for you, but I don't know what to say. It's a technology that works with your body in a way where it helps. It chooses on its own what it's going to fix. And that's why they think it's so effective. I mean, if I knew, I would tell you, but I'd now say, oh, it's going to work for sure. It's like, I don't know. But unless there's something really strangely wrong with you, because I don't know why you're having trouble sleeping. I don't know why she had trouble sleeping either, but it would be worth it for you to try it. Would you say that's true? That it's worth it for you to try it? Phil? Test the product and see what happens to you. Yeah. Yeah, why don't you put your yeah, we have an experimental team, and we are we are always looking for people. We normally don't bother people that are on calls like this about it, because I'm assuming you've got some program of your own. But sometimes people are looking for stuff, and we are building an experimental team with this product. And sleep is one of the things that it really has had an incredible effect, not only for her, but oh my gosh, for yours truly. But like I said, this is an example of a lady who just contacted me a couple of days ago. And that's why it's so fresh in my mind. Kim, let me tell you what happened to me. Just completely unsolicited. So sleep is a very big thing. Yeah. And if you don't know how to do it, and you can't make yourself do it, and normally there are sleep experts, who will tell you don't eat big food before you go to sleep. Don't drink a lot of alcohol or any just before you go to sleep. Don't watch TV and crazy movies before you go to sleep, because it doesn't, this is none of that. So what I can tell you is it has strange effects. Yeah, but that's the key. All right. Well, I've told you, Phil, what to do. And Phil Johnson, if you want to connect with Vicky, there's that number. Text her now, and maybe she can fit you in. And then you can decide 304-2090. You can test it, see what happens. I mean, what if it works for you the way it did for this lady? Okay, cool. So this is how one does that. And if you, Phil Cooper, if you are interested in the same thing, just text with Vic and say you heard about the sleeping story, and you want to know if you could see if it might work for you. There are little packages that they have, and just start with something relatively small. I wouldn't go overboard. They have little wholesale packages, and don't think about selling it or doing any of that stuff. Just try the product first. For those of you that are interested, I had no idea you'd be so crazy about sleeping. But test it. And once you say, oh my gosh, then you see you have the energy and the motivation to help the next person. Why? Because you got over a problem yourself. No problem. Okay. We're done. We're good. These are the things that happen. So if you want to connect with her, then that's a good thing, and text her. All right. Any other questions? This is how you do this. And you can connect with Vic. And like I said, we have a major program that runs about 15K, and we have a little mini program, the one that we're talking about here, that runs about 2K. And depending on your situation, she might have a little discount code for you. But this is, again, it's only for people that are looking to build significant $5,000 to $10,000 more per month in the next few months, learning how to build it in such a way that you are not doing most of the presentation, and that you talk to only pre-qualified people. And this kind of case study video approach is one of the quickest ways to do that, versus making a big webinar like this, or doing, making movies, or making other big presentive type of things, where it takes you a year to learn how to do it. And none of this nobody's company is mentioned, nobody's name of any product is mentioned. It's all like the lady I just told you about sleeping. I have somebody else who she came on, and she had a problem every time she stood up out of her chair. her knees would give her this trouble and she couldn't walk right for the first, I don't know, 3-4 minutes after she got up. Every time she sat down, something like that. And she tried this thing and it's like, she expected to have trouble and she didn't have trouble. So she sat down again and figured, okay, I'm gonna do it again. And so she got up and sat down and got up and sat down and did this all on video. And she said, well, I'll be darned. It's like I have new knees. Who knows? You know, so that's, I like to help people end suffering or certainly reduce it in body and in bank account. And that's why we're, you know, we do experimental teams every few years. But most of all, I'm here to help you know that there's a way to bring in the right people so that when before you talk to anybody, they're pre-qualified because they saw something like this of yours. Okay. All right. Any questions anybody has? Or are we set to go? Because this is really what I wanted to show you. And I'm good to go if you're good to go. Are we good? Yeah, we have so many people booking. Okay. So are we good? Any other questions? Any other issues? Yeah, Cardell, shoot. Shoot. Tell me your question. Want to type it in or you want to come on? So go ahead, Cardell, ask your question. Okay. So how do you speak? Let's see here. Does anybody know how you do this? Can you speak? Let me see if I can help you speak. Why don't you type it in? I don't know really how to operate this that well. Does anybody know how you do that? Somebody here's on a webinar and they want to speak. So let me see if I know what to do. I don't know exactly how to do it. So Cardell, just type in as few words as you can. Tell me what the question is. What's it about? Oh, you unmute them? Okay. How do I unmute you? Let's see. Go to participants, maybe? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it, Sue. Hang on. So who was asking to talk? Cardell? Okay. All right. Okay, Cardell, shoot.
You got me. So
all right.
The parts for the basis of the script, are those interchangeable for customers? Because you would think that they are.
Of course. Yeah. And the thing is, do one at a time. You know, if you have a good customer, then you would use words. I made the changes as I was doing it live for you. Okay. Like, for example, where do you take question 3? Where do you think you'd be right now if you didn't take action and join our program? I didn't say that to her. What I said was, where do you think you'd be right now for you if you didn't do something and try this crazy product? You see, hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have another really, really important question. I've been waiting to ask this all week.
Oh,
you're the person to answer it. Yeah, you're the expert.
Well, in this, we know how to do this because we've done it so much. We made so many mistakes and are still standing. So
exactly. You're the expert. Thank you for having this TED Talk.
All right.
So my question is, I'm operating on attraction marketing to get both partners and customers. What would you suggest that I do to get up and running as fast as possible?
Start with getting a couple of people that are, whatever you're marketing, do you have somebody where you've helped them get results?
I do, but they ended up becoming my partners as well.
Well, if you have somebody who got results on the product, that's probably the first thing to do. Because selling success and income is a little bit more tricky, because the income that a person receives or generates depends in large part on their personal belief and their experience and their skill level. So if I start today and somebody else on this call starts today and we market the same thing, in 30 days, I'll probably be at a different place than they are. And not because I am so much better and this and that and the other, but my skill level is pretty high. And it's like playing tennis with somebody that's Olympic quality. They weren't born Olympic quality, but after 10,000 hours, they're pretty good. So whereas product results are not as tricky, as easy to, say, well, you're likely to get this. We don't even tell them that. I would start with a customer that's had a product, that's had a product experience. That's what you need. What is it that you do for people? What does your product do for people?
I help people look at their bills to see where they could potentially save money.
Okay, well, then that would be a good one. That's a very good one. There are people who sell stuff like that. And so you'd start the questionnaire right there. You could start with him, but you'd have to be sure that he did this while he wasn't selling, or that at least he doesn't come across like one of these network marketers who's all gushy and gooey and, oh, let me tell you, I was, because that's going to blow it right out of the water. You need a genuine customer experience. Like, I had 15 bills, and see, I don't pay my bills, so I don't pay any attention to any of that. So, well, that's right. You see, and there are a lot of people who don't pay their bills. So you're only going to get people who pay their bills. And that's smart. It's called marketing. You pre-qualify the people. I'm not one of them, but there are millions of others, right?
Yes.
So you find the ones who are still looking through the bills and rifling through all this stuff. And if they could have one bill and it were all in one place, that's what you'd be talking about. And that would be the kind of a questionnaire thing that you would have. You'd say, hey, my name is so-and-so. And, I help people, kind of consolidate all their bills instead of having 20 bills come in the mail. There's only one. It's one piece of paper. You can see what it is, blah, 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 blah. And if that's something that you'd like to know about, I have somebody here who made a change and went from, 20 bills stuffed in the box to just one. And if you'd like to see what that is, watch the video and blah, 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 just like what I have here. So what was the problem you had? Well, I have all these bills and I just couldn't stand it. And there was so many of them. Holy crap. So, that was the problem. Everybody doesn't have that problem, but so what? It's your market. Your market are the people that have that problem, and it'll be a subset of the population. So what's the problem you had, and why did you choose this one? Well, I didn't even know there was a program that could consolidate all this crap, but now I found that you was, so I thought I would try it. That's why I tried it. I didn't even know there was such a thing available. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
That's what you do. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Claver.
Is that good?
Very. I'm going to take it all the way to the bank.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Do you have some of our programs or any of them, or what?
I bought the Orange Book from you.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, if you, like I said, if you want some help learning how to do this for what your particular product is, just connect with Vic. It's a little more than the Orange Book. The Orange Book is $5, but it depends how much you're able to do yourself and how much time you're willing to give it to create the stuff yourself. It might take you several months before you get it done versus having it done in 2 weeks. So it's all a question of how soon do you want it? And do you want somebody to help you create it for what you're doing or not? That's really the question.
I understand, and I'll keep it in mind. Thank you for
Keep
the
it in
offer.
mind. Hey, no problem. It's all about time for sure. All right. Any other questions? Timing. Yeah. Thanks, Sue, for the tip. That's very good. Yep. All right. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Anybody else? Mindy. Isn't that fun? Yeah, and some of these things actually, they'll say stuff like, if we might be able to reduce your bill by 30%. And if we can, we'll reduce it for you and we'll do a free look to see. And that's another thing some of these services offer. If we could, I think it was ACN or one of the older companies used to do that. And people who are looking to save on their bills, again, which is part of the market, might want to have a free little test done to see if you can reduce it. Like if somebody called me or banged on the door and said, if I can make your internet 10 times faster, would you be interested? My God, I'd invite them in and make dinner for them if I thought that they really could do that. But that's internet, not because I pay the bill, but because I deal with the delays. That's why. And I don't want delays. I'm willing to pay anything for speed. And most people don't realize that. They don't value their own time. So they take months and months and months and months, and they could have had it in a month. That's what coaching and consulting does. That's what tutors do. Yeah, they help you reduce the time it takes. And if you know that your time is something you never can get back, people don't usually think about that. We think we're going to live forever. And so it takes a while. You learn the lessons when you learn them. Yeah, most people, like I said, we pay bills. I had one lady who was doing my bills for me back in the day, and she paid like $1,500 to one of the services and like a utility bill. And the only reason I happened to see it is because I got an email from the company, and they said something like, you have a credit of $1,495 for, I don't know, a phone or some utility that was, $20 a month. And so I looked, and she had paid like 5 years in advance by mistake. Just clicked the wrong thing. And so I was like, oh, I had no idea. Well, we got a big discount, so I didn't mess with it, but it depends. The markets are people that have the problem and that want to do something about it. And they're very small numbers of people relative to everybody else. 7 billion people on the planet. But if you get 10,000 of them in your business, that's 1.00001, and you're going to be there. You just have to learn to call them, get their attention, attract them, and pre-qualify them before you spend any time with them. Yeah, that's what you do. Okay. All right. Any other questions? So you know what to do. Go to maxout.com/pick me or connect with Vic, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Yeah, all right. I think we're good. Okay, cool. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon. Yeah. See ya.